So you post to YouTube about some girl dumping you because you wouldn't take her to the restaurant she wanted to go to because it wasn't in your budget. It's gone viral, and you are now America's cheapest single man. I saw an abbreviated thing somebody popped on Twitter a while ago.
Yes, people are taking it off YouTube, cutting it up, and just putting it out there. It's zooming all over the place, and I love it because that's how we bring them into our tribe, and we're teaching them how to be good stewards and really win with their money.
Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Tamarah here. I am so happy to be back. It feels like forever since I've recorded a video like this, and I'm looking forward to recording a great video with you too. Okay, I'm gonna move myself just a little bit. See if I can do this without making too much noise in my chair. Over here. Always want to have both my posters showing now. All right, back again. So, I saw some amazing videos on YouTube, like way back when. I saw one actually, and I wanted to react to it. And I know that typically when you're doing a video on YouTube, you react to it without seeing it first. I didn't realize I would want to react to it until after I saw it, and then I realized also that there was a second video as well, a second one that I might want to take a look at. So I figured, okay, I can react to both of them. That was kind of closer to the beginning of quarantine. Quarantine started like around March 17th. Today is the 12th of August. Yeah. So it's been a while since I've seen the first video, so I hope that's a little bit better. Forgive me. I shouldn't have viewed the whole thing when I realized I wanted to actually make a commentary. But yeah, I'm going to do that. And then the second one I made sure I did not watch. So I'm going to do hopefully these two videos. I'll react to both of them in one video. They're both videos from Anthony O'Neill. He is a personality with Dave Ramsey. If you're familiar with him, he's a finance guru. And Anthony O'Neill, I'm not exactly sure how long he's been with Dave Ramsey, but I would say it's been about a year or two that I've been hearing his name around the station. But it has been a while since I've tuned into the podcast. Forgive me. I am coming back to it, I promise. Yeah, I definitely need to, because if my financial journey is anything to talk about, it's definitely time for me to get back in the ring on that. And if you ever want to hear about that, like what's my debt-free journey going like, I would love to stop, talk about that, break it down. But for those who are Dave Ramsey fans, I'm on baby step 2. So, but I could definitely do a little more to push things along. But we'll talk about that another time. Okay, so I'm going to watch this video. And if I have any things that pop up in my head, I'll maybe pause and then react to it. I'll try to split the screen so you can see the video along with me watching it at the same time, and then I give my final thoughts there. Oh, actually, yes. So let me give you the title. So there's one video, Dating on a Budget Gone Wrong. Open that up. Get me YouTube ads in there, right? Let YouTube do its thing. Yes, this is the one I saw first, way back when. I'm gonna pause this in like 5 seconds then. So yes, this is Dating on a Budget Gone Wrong. Sorry you can't see it, but I will put it to the side of the video. And I'll put the link below in the description box as well, so you can watch it as well. So basically, the gist of this is that Anthony was on a date with a girl, and she, I remember this a lot more than I should after quite a few months of not watching it, but long story short, this girl kind of asked for something outside of his budget, and hear this reaction.
Could you believe that a young lady
would not date me because I told her it's not in my budget. She didn't return a phone call. She ain't do nothing. And I'm sitting here like, well, what the heck? Y'all, she didn't text me for 2 months. Keep it locked. We'll be right back.
Okay, pausing around 14 seconds here. So he went straight into it. So he's telling us, you know, got this girl, wanted to take her out. She wants to go to some super high expensive place, and it's kind of out of my budget. Basically, let her know. She hasn't texted him back in 2 months. Let's see what's happening. It's starting to come back to me, but let's watch it together.
Right back.
Okay, so he has his own little intro. All right, cool.
So check this out, y'all. Check this out. I already have a video out talking about a young lady who wouldn't date me because I don't have a credit score. And I'm not going after ladies. Let me say this right now. But I do have a problem when young ladies try to play your boy. Like, what in the world? So you guys know me. I budget every single month. At the end of the month, I always, list in my cash.
So Anthony O'Neill, is talking about how, sorry, I'm pausing at 39 seconds here. So Anthony O'Neill, he's talking about how he budgets, and he's really into budgeting, and budgets at the end of every month and all that. That is like the antithesis of where I am right now. Like, I can save money. Clearly I can, because I'm on baby step 2. So I got the baby step 1 done, but man, oh man. When it's time to actually like put the pedal to the metal and write down a budget and log everything, I'm not the one. I hate it. So I'm definitely the free spirit person. So for me, this is something I gotta put my big girl pants on and fix.
So then I also put out what I have going out inside of my budget, because I am a single man and I'm dating for a purpose, for marriage. I do have a line item for dates. That line item is not a lot. I'm not going to give you the particular number, but it's not that much. So about a few months ago, I took this young lady out. We went out to dinner. She texted me. She says, hey, first date was cool, but can we go to this particular restaurant next weekend? I didn't respond because I wanted to go home and check my budget and make sure that, okay, I can afford it inside of my budget. So when I go home, I realized it's gonna take me over that particular line item in my budget for dating. So I asked myself, I said, all right, do I tell her the truth? Like, I was thinking about just lying, y'all, to be real. I was gonna be like, can't go, I'm busy. But then you know what? The Holy Spirit said, no, don't lie. Show her the caliber of man that you are. So I sent her a text message that says, hey, unfortunately, I can take you out next weekend, but I can't take you to this particular restaurant because if I do, this will take me over my dating budget for the month. I will be more than happy to budget this in for next month if we are still dating. So I send it, and I got an iPhone. And then on the iPhone, y'all know how it happens. When they start typing, that big old bubble come up with a ... I'm thinking like, okay, cool, we good. Then the ... goes away, and nothing comes in. And I'm sitting there, I'm emotional.
Okay, I'm just pausing. Okay, pausing at 1:57. All right, so this is kind of funny, just hearing him go over the situation in his head. So I don't want to keep repeating everything he says, right? But have you ever been in that situation? I've personally never been, but my dating life is kind of as dry as the Sahara. Okay, so we're not going to talk about me, but just hypothetically speaking, taking a look at it, I think to myself, like, what would I do in a situation where a guy wanted to go on a date with me and I wanted to go at X place and that was out of his budget, and he decided to tell me like, hey, look, this place is out of my budget. I wonder. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to know where she wanted to go, because he kind of just said this restaurant, and I'm like, well, what restaurant was it though? Or at least if you can't give us the restaurant, like tell us, like, was it 5 stars? Was it 4 stars? Like, how fancy was this restaurant? Like, that's what I want to know, because I mean, of course you can always try to paint it like, oh yeah, she's being a gold digger or whatever, but then I also think to myself, you're the guy paying for the date. I also want to know how far she was stretching you outside of your budget. Like, was it $50? Was it $100? Like, could you have moved some things around? Let's see. Maybe he discusses it more and I just didn't remember.
I'm like, dang, did I just play myself? Dang, did she just play me? Y'all, she didn't text me for 2 months. She didn't return a phone call. She ain't do nothing. And I'm sitting here like, well, what the heck? How is she gonna sit here and say, you know what? I can't respond to that because a man's gonna stick to his budget. That's sad. So.
Okay, pausing at 2:06 here. Okay, so he says that she never texted him back for 2 months. And I'm thinking, girl, good. I'll show you here there. I'm thinking, girl, like 2 months? I don't know, like to me, I think if you're talking to somebody and they're talking back to you and they ignore you for 2 months, that's not great. It's not a great start to a relationship. Relationships are all about communication, as everybody always loves to tell me about. Is it just me, or is it always like communications majors, or like people who are just most allergic to communications? Did 2 degrees in communications, okay, so I'm talking about me here. But but yeah, you know, like I feel like if somebody's talking to you, it's one thing if, you know, a conversation just kind of fades away, but like if somebody's talking to you and they're giving you like a legit, like, hey, I can't do this right now, maybe I'll do it later, I can't afford this, what do you think, can we still keep dating? And you were having a conversation with an intentional plan to potentially move forward with a date, and you just say nothing, I'm like, ooh, I don't know about that, that sounds really bad. Let's keep watching, but right now, I don't know, who's right here? What do you think? Leave a comment down below what you think. Do you think the girl was right, or do you think the guy was right? I'm gonna give my final opinion at the end.
That's sad. So she seen me on a particular national show. Ain't gonna say who, but she seen me on TV. She sends me a text message and she says, hey, just seen you on such and such. How are you? What about that date? I started typing and I really wasn't typing nothing. I just wanted her to see the ... and I didn't hit send. Because here's the thing, you can't play me and then honestly think I'm gonna come back to you after you've done me like that. What's the whole purpose of this story? My vision for my life and for my money, because I stuck to it, it actually blocked me from dating a particular young lady that probably wasn't healthy for me. So to anyone who's out there dating, when you have a budget, you stick to that budget. Your plan is your pathway to your future. You stick to that plan. You stick to the vision. Where there is no vision, that's where people perish. And I believe when we just go out there and just spin and let people manipulate us into changing our plan and our vision for our life, things happen. I could have took her to the restaurant. Honestly, I could have took her that next weekend, but I didn't want to change my budget around because at the end of the day, that's what I said I'm going to do. Yo, it's your boy, Anthony O'Neal. Let me ask you this question. Was I wrong to not respond to her when she didn't respond to me? Like, I honestly want your opinion. Or was I even wrong to not even take her to that restaurant because it wasn't in my budget? Comment below, let me know. Don't worry about hurting my feelings. If you think I should have took her, tell me. If you think I shouldn't have, tell your boy. Yo, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace out.
Okay. So just finished the video. So, I'm looking at the comments below. I don't remember hearing him say how much money he spent on the date, but I believe it was $500. And as I'm scrolling through the comment section, another lady also wrote, yes. Okay, yeah. So people are writing $500 in the comments. I guess I was still into talking. I didn't quite hear that part. For me, $500 for a date seems like a lot for a second date. I don't think that she's not worth it. I do think she's worth it, but for me, I feel like you guys are just getting to know each other. For like first 3 dates at least, I feel like that's kind of early to start setting really high expectations of where you both want to be in terms of dating. And if you're not aware of his financial situation, then that also complicates things as well. I definitely think there are different social cues that you could possibly pick up to figure out where somebody is financially, how much they make, and what their status is in life, and all that stuff. I'm not a dating expert, so I'm not even gonna get into that. If you want to get into stuff like that, I follow Crystal and Karazin. She does dating advice for Black women, particularly ones that are interested in swirling. Hop on over to her channel. She could talk about stuff like that. Yeah, and you might even catch me in her comment section. But yeah, so a $500 date is a lot. It's a lot of money, and that's a huge investment to put into somebody that you're not even sure you're going to be seeing for the future. I'm not gonna tell men not to spend that money. I mean, why not? If you can afford it and you want to spend it, go for it. I'm not gonna judge you, but for me personally, I know that I don't know. I wouldn't feel comfortable asking a guy to spend that much. I feel like in Canada, where I live, and in the United States, I feel like it's reasonable to be able to get a date for $100. Maybe two if you're trying to get really fancy. But I think $50 to $100, you can find a nice place and have a date for that amount of money. $500 is a lot to ask for anybody to go on a date. But then again, I don't know what the pool of men she's choosing from is. Who do I think is wrong or right in this situation? Neither one. Or actually, lie. The girl does have a bit of responsibility here. I do think she does. I don't think her request was super unreasonable. She clearly either has high expectations or she either has high expectations or she's maybe been to that restaurant before and she really likes it there and she wanted to go. And then his response, I didn't think there was anything wrong with his response to her. He had a budget. He'd already planned on spending a certain amount of money on dating. He doesn't have to move his budget for her, especially if he's not sure about her as a person. I mean, he doesn't have to. Where I think she went wrong, though, is not even responding. To me, it was like, okay, you could have said something back and said, okay, I understand. Thank you so much for letting me know. Something nice. Maybe you can let him know in a really subtle way that, you know, this is the kind of date that you would really like to have, and maybe when he's in a position to bring you to a restaurant like that, you can go out with him. I mean, I wouldn't say it like that, that's really blunt, but if you could find a nice way to say that, then I think that works. Yeah, but I felt like I am a person, I don't like to be left on red. Leave me on red. We will not be friends anymore. The quickest way to get me annoyed, leave me on red. So for me, that wouldn't have worked. And what Anthony did back to her was perfect response. Just ... type away, let her see the ... and then afterwards just go silent, just like she did. And to me, I thought it was really tacky of her to come back after she had previously ghosted him. Because to me, I'm like, you typed away, you were having a back and forth conversation, one that clearly expected a response. You ghosted the man. And then after you ghost him, you see him on TV and then you go, oh wow, I see him on TV, he must be some big shot, and let me hit him up. No, sweetie, it doesn't work like that. You know, you catch more flies with honey than with vinegar. If you leave a rude and a bad impression on somebody, you can't come back later on the same bridge that you destroyed. And then the way she came about it too, like, hey, I saw you on TV, let's go out. It's like, you're basically saying to him, like, before, I didn't see you as somebody valuable, but now, you are somebody valuable to me. Now you're worth my time. Let's go out. And didn't love that, didn't love the feel. So, gotta give the girl a little bit of side eye for both of those. So if I had to pick somebody who was in the wrong here, I'd have to go with the lady. Nothing's wrong with having high expectations. Nothing's wrong with moving strategically to find a man whose values match yours and a man who can provide the life that you want for yourself. But I think that we need to also have an element of graciousness to it when we speak to people and when we connect with them, especially when letting people down. It needs to be really gentle and sensitive. So yeah, however, I do wonder, I'm gonna say it, yes. I wonder though, was Anthony like really into her though? Like, cause I know guys, they'll go above and beyond at times when they really like a girl. I mean, $500 to me is a lot, but maybe to some guy it's not. Maybe if he sees a girl and he's like, you know, I really want to be with her, really want her to be the one, let me make this adjustment, let me do this. Because you heard him in the video. It's not that he didn't have money. He just knew he already had a name for his money. He already knew where he wanted to spend it and didn't want to compromise on his original plan to make her happy. And he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to, but it does make me think like, was he into hers yet? Probably not if he wasn't willing to make that concession. But at the same time, I don't blame him for not making that concession. He had no ties or any allegiance to her. It was just a girl he was getting to know. And for a second date, personally, I think for a second date, that was a lot to ask. So that's just me. That's just my take. And hopefully sometime he gets to see this video. Hey Anthony, thanks for the content. I will be back to watch your channel and watch some other content. I've seen this video and I've seen some of your videos where you have like a panel of Black people where you talk to them about different financial issues. I am coming back. There's so many things on YouTube that keeps me distracted, but I promise I'm coming back to see your channel. It's really got a lot of great information on it. So thank you so much for the content for my channel. I really enjoyed reacting to this video. And if you liked this commentary, let me know. I would love to hear from you below what you think of the situation. What would you do if you're dating a girl or a guy? Or actually, this is more of a guy question. Okay, so if you're a guy and you're dating a girl and she's asking you for something that's would take a little bit more effort, like a lot of time or a lot of money on your behalf, would you actually take the time and put in that effort, especially for a new relationship? Do you think you would invest that time or that money? If so, why? If not, why? Ladies, for a guy that you're just meeting and you're just getting to know, would you make this kind of request of him? I'm really curious. I'd love to know your answers. For me, I wouldn't feel comfortable making this request until we were a couple. Because I think, okay, now we're a couple, at least now, especially, and I would probably put it more towards like anniversary or something like that. So then I could say, okay, we're in love, we're together, and now it's like an anniversary, it's like a special occasion, like my birthday or Valentine's Day or whatever. And I could say, okay, sweetie, let's go here, it's really nice, it's a special occasion, let's do it this once, whatever. But I couldn't ask that on a second date. That's just me. But at the same time, setting high expectations from the beginning, from the jump, will at least train your man as to how he should treat you and what your expectations are moving forward. It's one thing to gradually ease him into it, and it's another thing to just set the bar high from the beginning. And I don't think either way is wrong. As I said previously, I just think the way she went about it was really my only concern. So yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm gonna end it here because I kind of want to continue on to the next reaction and see what we can get out of that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Again, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.